Spirit Talkers is brought to you by Southwest Trading Company. Southwest Trading Company is located in Tulsa, Oklahoma at 1306 East 11th Street. Southwest Trading Company is an indigenous-owned business. They have a lot of items like jewelry, blankets, clothing, art, home decor, collectibles, and so much more. Go follow and like their Facebook page to keep up with all events at the store and where they may be setting up. And once again, that is Southwest Trading Company, located in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1306 East 11th Street. Let them know Spirit Talkers sent you. This podcast is brought to you by Native Co. Bead and Supply, a Native-owned and operated craft supply store, founded to give Native artists a way to craft and sustain their creative minds in helping everyone create indigenously. You can shop online at nativecobeadsupply.com or in store at 520 West 12th Street, Ada, Oklahoma, opening December 15th. And let them know Spirit Talkers sent you. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Spirit Talkers.
Yeah. I was gonna go ho ho ho, but I froze up. God, got scared myself. I don't know. Been a long day of spooky stuff.
Got nervous.
Got scared.
No, but this is a very haunting holiday Christmas special, I guess. And we hope you all are enjoying your time with your families and friends and us. If you're tuned in today for the holidays, Christmas, all the things we're going to be just talking about, some history, some dark history, I guess. Chris let me in on some stuff, and I don't know, I might leave the room when he tells it.
Yeah. Dang, we should have wore Santa suits or something. I don't know.
I didn't even think, because I remember we talked about, let's do this, and then for Christmas, and I honestly didn't even think of like getting at least a Santa hat or something, making it special. Like, it just kind of slipped my mind, and now I'm sitting here like, well, maybe we should reschedule. No, I'm just kidding. No.
You don't got no.
I'm trying to look. Well, there's some pillows. Fa la la la.
Yeah.
And the candy cane pillow. That's about it. We got a tree over here.
Yeah.
But I can't get the tree in the picture.
That's a king tree because he's got a spam ornament on that.
I do have a spam ornament on there.
You can't get more Indian than that.
Yeah.
That's probably the most Indian tree I ever seen. That's right. That's a ever seen. God.
Yes. If you go to Five Below, they might have some more spam ornaments. So make sure. Well, it's Christmas today, so everything's closed. Yep. After Christmas, so I'm sure.
I wanted to get some of those Bigfoot Christmas ornaments, but I hadn't had a chance to go out and look. I got one. Someone gifted me one last year, and I got one lonely Bigfoot ornament on my tree, just looking pitiful. He's sitting there like this. Because there's no gifts under Unc's tree this year. God.
Nobody bought him a gift at the market.
I know it. I was just pitiful.
Everyone just walked by him.
I just threw myself on the ground like that way. alligator tears. Had that snot that went all the way down to the ground. Then I went like that. No.
It came back up.
No. Dang, just pitiful. Pitiful like that. Now, I hope all you guys are at home enjoying family, like Russell said, eating good, eating all those sweets, and opening up all those Christmas gifts. And I hope, you guys out there are thinking about the ones that are out there less fortunate, that are out there and may not have a place to go or place to eat or anything like that. There's a lot of organizations here throughout Indian country that you can donate, to help out, maybe a needy family or, even just a good word, good prayer, for these individuals out there like that. So I sure hope, everybody has a good Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we want. That's what we want everyone to go out there, have a good time. Don't be trying to fight around.
Yep.
Argue.
We just need love.
Yeah, just ELE, as Will Ferrell said in Semi-Pro. Everybody love everybody.
That's right. That's right. Not too much now. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, we just wanted to talk about maybe some spooky Christmas stories or some good ones. A little bit of history about Krampus. Krampus.
That just sounds like an old crotchety guy. Krampus. Picture him like that, just sitting on that porch saying, get off my yard like that. No. Don't be looking at my reindeer like that. No.
Did you ever watch that movie, Krampus?
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. That movie was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? He caused that big snow, and then he started going crazy, and people start missing, and then what was that? That one family, they got stuck with that old mean auntie.
Yeah.
Always talking trash. Y'all know who they was talking about? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember when that came out, and it was wild. It was a wild movie. That little gingerbread men, running around like LPs.
Yep. There was another one too out there. That was the more famous one. They had another Krampus movie, and it was cheap. And dang, that Krampus, he just looked like homemade Krampus. Yeah, Dollar General Krampus. And anyway, that was kind of a weird story too. He was kind of abusive in that one. So I don't know.
You ever watch is it Violent Night? You ever watch that one?
Yeah.
With oh man, what's his name? But he was on I gotta look it up. I think his name's David Harbour or something like that. And hold on. I think it's Violent Night. It came out last year, and it's just pretty much Santa Claus shows up to David Harbour actually. And he shows up to a mansion. He's having a bad night.
Oh yeah, I see that. I see that was pretty hilarious. I like that. I always try to watch some kind of Christmas movie like that, and I think I stumbled upon that. I watched it, and I thought, dang, that was pretty cool. I wish I would have watched that in the movies. I think I got it off of Amazon or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun movie to watch in the theater. I mean, and I didn't know too much about it. I would think I watched the trailer once, and I just thought, I'll check it out. And I mean, he just goes from, it's funny from the start. He's in a bar and he's just like hating life and throws up on the bartender. And then he shows up at the house. And I mean, it just gets crazy after that. I mean, it's John Leguizamo and there's all kind of people in it. But
yeah, he plays the bad guy in that one.
The head bad guy that's trying to take, I guess, all that family's money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then Santa comes through and saves saves Christmas.
That's a pretty good movie, though. I like that.
Yeah, it was a good one. I liked it. There's also one with, Bill Goldberg from wrestling.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that one. Let me look it up real quick. But he plays Santa, but he's like a bad Santa.
Mm.
And speaking of bad Santa, there's another one with what's his face? That Bad Santa movie.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but there was Bad Santa 1, Bad Santa 2.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, what is his name? He's from the actor from Sling.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That was that first one was pretty good. Second one, I don't know, but the first
okay.
the first one definitely was
the best one.
Best one. I was like, dang, I know guys like that one, but God, dang it. I like you talking about Christmas movies. I like watching that. Was it 4 Christmases, where they go to everybody's family,
mm-hmm.
and dang, I can't think of
That's a Vince Vaughn, right?
Yeah. And he goes to his dad's place, and his brothers beat him up.
Yeah.
I said, dang, that's real Resi right there. That's the Resi Christmas right there, boy. It's cracking me up. Oh, I like that scene where they went to that church, and was that Reese Witherspoon
mm-hmm.
and Vince Vaughn? They got drafted into that play, and that guy had to take over and save that play, that Christmas play. Man, that was hilarious.
That's a good one. I watched that I think over the summer because I just needed something on, and I've seen it here and there, but I actually sat down and watched it, and I was like, man, this is pretty funny. I was like, this is a pretty good movie. And yeah, his brother's just all beating him up and stuff. But the one with Bill Goldberg is called Santa's Sleigh. And he plays pretty much just a psycho Santa that goes off the hinges of it has like Topher Grace in it, I think, and a bunch of random people that he slays, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I liked watching that Nightmare Before Christmas too. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I forget about that one a lot. And then Die Hard.
Yeah, everybody always don't consider that a Christmas movie, but they always put it in that realm.
Yeah.
Or the Christmas Story. That's always playing. That's always funny. That reminds me of growing up, and that's just a crazy. I like that part where those dogs stole that turkey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for this one movie that, I really watch it a lot. I think it's hilarious. But dang, I can't think of the name of it. It's like a Christmas Office Party or something like that.
Office Christmas Party? Is that with Seth Rogen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And man, that movie, I laughed through that whole movie. They had that one guy they was trying to sell to, and I guess they got him punka style in there, and he got up on that ledge and tried to swing down, and he just knocked himself out on that those bookcases or something, and dang, he was out, boy. So that whole movie was funny, man. I cracked up.
Yeah, I can't think of any more.
We always talk about that movie Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That's one of my favorite versions of that style of storytelling, where the ghosts come and visit him, and Bill Murray, he's just hilarious in that whole movie. I guess it was a Christmas Present. She came in, she starts beating him up. Every time he turns around, she slapping him around. He gets mad. He finally says, gets mad at her. Said, "Don't be hitting me no more." And that's a crazy movie. But I always like it too because the spirits in that one to me were like super scary. what was that? That first ghost that showed up was his partner. He had that golf ball that fell out of his head.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. That was a pretty good movie. I thought that was pretty good. I don't know. Any other Christmas movies you like to watch?
Man. Hold on, let me look. Because my mind always blanks. I didn't know we were talking about Christmas movies. I had a few lined up. But, I mean, let's see. Before... Hold on.
Gremlins was a good one, too. I like that one.
Gremlins was awesome. I remember the first time I watched that, and I was kind of, I don't know. I kind of got scared when I was little about the gremlins that came from the Mogwai. And I was like, because I wanted a gizmo, but then after that, I thought, man, that'd be pretty scary. Those little gremlins running around, and they just like start adding up once you add water. The Grinch is good.
Yeah.
With Jim Carrey. I like that one.
How about that Night Before Christmas?
Oh, The Night Before. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that one's good too. We just watched that a couple days ago.
Of course, all those Home Alones are pretty good too. Everybody watches those.
I forgot about those. Yeah.
Polar Express.
Elf
was a good one. Man, Elf is crazy though. I like that scene where he's in that mail room and they're dancing around and stuff.
He's on the table.
That reminds me of Pawnee America. No.
I like it when is that Bob Newhart? Is that his dad supposedly from the North Pole? And he's all big and he's sitting in his lap.
Oh yeah. The one I've never watched but I'd like to watch is that Christmas, Bloody Christmas. Have you seen that one yet? I've always seen it, but I've never got a chance to watch it. Of course, you're not American unless you watch Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon. That's the story of my life right there. Bringing that Christmas tree home, having all those animals come rolling out of it.
Oh man, there's one on here. The Mean One. Have you heard of that one? Look that up on your phone. It's another telling of the Grinch, but he's a psychopath, pretty much. Yeah, but it's called The Mean One. It came out last year around Violent Night, but it was the only limited release in theaters, and I missed it here, but I think it's like on Amazon. I just haven't had the chance to go rent it or anything, but I heard it was okay. I heard it's kind of cheesy, but I don't know. I'd probably check it out once it hits $1.99 or something.
Did you ever watch that It's a Wonderful Life?
I've never seen that.
Damn.
I've heard of it.
It's a 1946 movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the #1 Christmas movie, and dang, I haven't seen it in so long. I can't hardly remember everything, but I know I've watched it. And then of course they got Die Hard as #2, 1988. They've got Gremlins as #3. Ooh. Elf #4.
Ooh.
Bad Santa #5.
Oh,
that one's pretty good. #6 is Home Alone. And #7, Christmas Story. I like that. They show that scene where that little boy sitting on that Santa's lap was trying to ask for that BB gun. That was me. That was me, guys. No. #8 is Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, I forget about that one.
Was that actually a Christmas movie, though?
I think towards the end. Because it was snowing and...
They have The Snowman, number 9. It was made in 1982. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, 2005. I don't know about that one.
Never watched that.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Ooh.
Number 11. That's Unc's Christmas. Yeah, go. 1965 even. Go. Batman Returns is number 12.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that being a Christmas movie. Of course, number 13 is Scrooged. 1998 with Bill Murray. That should be number 1.
They put it way down there.
I know it. So dang. Number 14 is 8 Women, 2001. I don't even know nothing like that.
Never heard of that one. 8 Women.
Yeah. That should be a Halloween movie. Go. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Was that a Christmas movie?
I think so. I can't remember. I watched it one time, but I really can't even remember it.
I can't either.
Because I think there's like 3 of them. 3 Chronicles of Narnia movies, but...
Then they got The Miracle on 34th Street. I remember watching that. And yeah, that's definitely a Christmas movie. How would you say this one?
In Bruges? Bruges? In Bruges? I want to say Bruges. Bruges. I have no idea what that is. I see it has Colin Farrell in it, but I haven't heard of that.
The Shop Around the Corner, 1940, is number 18. Number 19 is Carol, 2015. Oh, and this one's a good one. The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Ooh.
1992. I like those 2 old men in there that's always hackling everybody. 21 is The Nightmare Before Christmas. I can't believe that. It's way down there.
Way down there.
Bridget Jones's Diary, 2001. That's 22. I don't even think that was a Christmas movie.
I never saw it.
You Got Mail, it's number 23.
You got mail?
That ain't no Christmas movie. Trading Places, number 24. Now that was a Christmas movie. Arthur Christmas, 2011. Christmas Carol, 1938 is number 26. Holiday Inn, 1942 was number 27. Die Hard 2 is number 28. And 29, While You Were Sleeping. I don't even remember that one. Oh, this one sounds good. Christmas Evil, 1980. Before Silent Night, Deadly Night, there was another horror movie about a psychopath donning a Santa costume and going on a killing spree. Now that sounds interesting. I don't know about the rest of these movies. Oh, National Lampoon's number 33. Man.
Christmas Vacation? It's
Yeah.
all the way down there?
Way down there.
Dang.
That should be like number 2 at least.
Who made this list?
I don't know. Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol.
Rob Jackson make this list?
Yeah.
No.
Dang it. White Christmas 1954. I wouldn't even watch nothing like that. No. Here's one that looks interesting. The Claus 2019.
Oh, it's animated?
Yeah. Looks interesting. Krampus, number 39.
Jeez.
Lethal Weapon. 1987, that's 41. Man, I don't know about Oh, they got one called Black Christmas. I actually watched that one.
I've seen that one.
That's about like.
I think it's sorority sisters.
Yeah, and they get murdered, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to fight some psychopath.
Christmas in Connecticut. The Polar Express is 46. Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer is 48. The Santa Claus, 1994 is 49.
What? Oh, Tim Allen? That should be up there.
And number 50, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones. Oh.
Dang. Who made that list? Robin Jackson?
Oh. That's a crazy list.
That list made no sense at all.
Sure didn't.
Well, that's the 50 top Christmas movies of all time? Is that what that said?
Yeah, of all time.
What a weird list.
I don't know. Some of mine I didn't even think they were Christmas movies. But
Lethal Weapon, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be first one to say that. I'd put Star Wars on there. No. Which was the one they fought in the snow? Was Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, that's when they wrapped around the, what's it called? The big old giant walker thing. They wrapped a rope around its legs and it fell. They recreated that in Civil War of Avengers, or Captain America Civil War, when Ant-Man grew to be a giant Ant-Man and Spider-Man wrapped his webbing around his legs to trip him. And he's like, what movie is this, guys? When he's doing it. But, yeah. Yeah, that list was kind of weird.
Yep.
Was that on Bigfoot's Wild Weekend list?
Yep. That's what Bigfoot likes to watch during the holiday season.
Put that movie on there.
Yeah. I can see him really kick back in his living room with his big old feet on the coffee table. Got him some of that what they call that one cake, fruit cake.
Fruit cake.
Those are nasty, man. I don't know who created those or why they create those, but dang, every year somebody gives me one of those in that tin bucket. But I don't know.
Bigfoot's Wild Christmas.
God. Dang it.
I still can't. That picture of you, Honker's Wild Weekend. Derek Moore.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I have to admit. Same but no for that. Okay. Wild Weekend. God.
Oh, if you don't know what we're talking about, I think, did you post on Instagram too?
Yeah, I posted
everywhere?
On everything. You name it, I posted.
It was Honker's Wild Weekend. We're working on a sequel now since the SAG strike is over. So yeah, we got to go film in the city, I guess.
Yeah,
the concrete jungle.
Yeah. At least you didn't say Durant or something like that. God.
But so we were gonna talk about, well, kind of just like the origin of Krampus, and then I was gonna show some videos about a big parade that happens. But so Krampus, stretching back to pre-Christian Alpine traditions, dating back to the 6th, 7th century, Alpine folklore of Europe, who during the Advent season scares children who have misbehaved, assisting St. Nicholas or Santa Claus, whichever you want to call him. The pair visit children on the night of December 5th, with St. Nicholas rewarding the well-behaved children with gifts such as oranges, dried fruit, walnuts, and chocolate, where the badly behaved ones only receive punishment from Krampus with a birch rod. A lot simpler time back then. If you only get dried fruit, oranges, walnuts and chocolate. Yeah. Now it's
PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Xbox.
iPads, technology, TVs,
Smartphones. iPhone.
Yep.
All that cool stuff. All those are on my wish list.
He's still taking gifts, everyone.
Yeah.
Here's this one.
Yeah. Shows people running through the streets. Dang. Looks like Okmulgee, Oklahoma. Dang, I got scared looking. Would you consider those like ram horns or what?
Yeah, I would say so. And then here's this one.
That's pretty cool, though. They should do that around here.
It would have been cool if we had something like that here on December 5th. Maybe we did in Tulsa. I'm not sure. But
I think I seen that guy in Walmart. Gone. Dang. He must be chasing them.
yeah. So they pretty much chase people and they whip them with those birch rods.
Dang, look at that. They just roll up to a car. Dang, they trying to get in, huh?
Mm-hmm. They're trying to get in.
That's pretty crazy videos.
But yeah, I guess they really do. They dress up and then they do go around whipping people with those birch rods. And
so you better have my fruitcake.
yeah, you better have them chocolate.
God. Where's my Xbox? No. God.
But it would have been cool if maybe we had something here, but I just didn't hear of it. But it would have been cool to maybe go to a parade like that.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little freaked out during the holiday season.
Oh yeah.
It would have been a change of scenery, I guess. But if anyone knows that if Tulsa does that, or maybe the Oklahoma City does that with Krampus, maybe, I don't know.
And if not, if anybody's interested in doing that next year, let us know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It'd be a crazy thing to do. But Krampus, I mean, if you don't, I mean, that's pretty much who he is. What I said earlier, he just helps old Saint Nick out with the bad children, and that's what they do here in Austria. They dress up, they celebrate them, have a parade, and they go through, and you might get whipped. I don't know.
God.
And here's these. I want to show these to Chris. So Chris, are you familiar with like filters on, I guess, social media or certain apps, like filters to maybe change the way you look or use on Snapchat? Are you on Snapchat?
I don't got no Snapchat.
Yeah, you are. It's called Wild Honka.
God.
No, just kidding.
Dang. That just sounded rugged. Yeah. He said it too. He said it again. He's a wild honker. God.
No, but there's these filters, and they're kind of crazy because there's certain ones that first they had, like, on Snapchat, they were like a dog nose and ears, and people would face them at nothing, but it's supposed to detect a face. And so it would, when it would do that, this app or this filter would start detecting stuff out of nowhere and nobody was around. And there's like few videos of people just messing around with it, and they turn their camera with that filter on, and then when they would turn it to a certain direction near them, there'd be that filter would line up on something, and it would look like, I mean, you can't obviously see a face, but that filter would throw itself on what it thought was a face. And so a lot of people were catching hauntings, what they thought were hauntings, and they were posting them, and they were just saying, everybody try this, like, try this out. And so now there's I guess it's I don't know what it is exactly. I just kind of looked at it, but I guess it's it's a string of lights, but I guess you're supposed to point it at your body, and it's supposed to wrap all the way around you. And so I'll show it on here as well, but it looks pretty scary. Let me show Chris this one.
Dang. That does look like something's there. And it's getting it too. God.
And there's several of these. Like I said, people will start doing this, and it'll become sort of a trend, I guess. And people will do it at their house, and then they'll catch stuff like that. I guess it's supposed to wrap around your body. I think it's on Snapchat. I don't know. I just now saw these. So, but I thought I had another one, but I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just detecting a body there, and that's what you're seeing.
You know, this time of the year, all these Christmas shows and all these things that show up, even like some of these movies we talked about, they talked about like the Christmas Carol movies, with Scrooged and all those characters, they're talking about ghosts and spirits, a long time ago, especially in European history, this was the time of the year that they would tell spooky stories. I think Russell kind of explained that earlier. It was this was their time of the year to kind of tell these kind of Christmas scary stories. And for the tribes, this was a lot of times the time of the year of the first snow. So it allowed them to start telling these spooky stories for some of these tribes. And they had like certain set of stories that they would tell during this time of the year. So it was always good, to hear those kind of stories, and to share these kind of things, and one of the stories that I wanted to kind of share tonight was this individual shared this story with me. Talked about, a couple years back. This was a family. He had 5 siblings, and their father had passed away, a long time ago. But their mom had just passed away in September. And she was always hardworking. She worked a couple jobs, and everybody in that household, worked and, helped provide. They all either worked or helped out with the house, to kind of, help each other out, and anyway, the mother ended up passing away in September, and the 3 oldest ones that were kind of still working and going to college, was looking after the younger 2, and of course, it was the first first year that they were going to have without their mom, and everybody was kind of struggling because of the loss of income and loss of her, and so they were, first part of December, they kind of had a family meeting, kind of said, mom's gone, so we're going to do our very best, to at least try to provide a meal this year, and that's probably about all we can do. That's all we'll do what we can do, and if you got work that night, that's okay. We understand, we just want to make sure that everybody knows that, come Christmas night, we're going to try to have a feast and everything, but that's probably about all we can do this year, and they still trying to, keep things going and stuff like that. And I guess it was like the second week in December. One of the older kids came home and was opening the mail and was reading it and started to cry, let out a big cry, and broke down in tears. And the other siblings, they came racing to the kitchen, saying, what bad news did you get? It'll be all right. We're a family. We'll stick it out. We'll stick it through, and no matter what it was. And he read that letter, and there was a check in there. And I guess basically the mom had insurance, through one of her jobs. And, I guess it finally got processed and they finally got a check, a remainder. And they got like $25,000 to help them pay for bills and, get caught up. And they also had a good Christmas. And the youngest one said, I had a dream that mom came and told me everything was going to be okay. This must be what she was talking about. And they all agreed that, even to that day, their mom still took care of them during Christmas time. And I thought that was a beautiful story. But
yeah, I mean, that goes back to the dream part. I mean, we did a whole episode about dreams and having people you lost, or just coming back to you and talking to you like that. Because like we were saying, it's like when you're in that, when you're sleeping, like you're wandering, you're off and doing whatever, and you can communicate with past loved ones and then even like future, right? Like we talked about like time travel and all that. And so, yeah, that's a good story about just truly, I guess, like believing like what can be told in your dreams. Yeah.
I found so many beautiful things about that story. One, the thing I liked about that story is no matter what, this family is still, struggling, and still working together and taking care of one another. There's a lot of families out there that aren't like that, and I have to really, say, kudos to that family. And, again, I hope this year they also have a good Christmas again, so.
Yeah, everything works out.
Yep.
It's like I tell everybody, man, it's just like times always get rough, especially now. Like, everybody puts so much pressure on everyone because of the holidays and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, you almost feel like you have to give everything. But just spending time with each other, just hanging out or whatever. It just, that can, nothing's probably more precious than time. You're giving your time to people, I think. And so, but it's always a tough time because I talked about it with other people too. It's like, yeah, we're struggling and don't know how we're going to have Christmas. And it's like, well, just hang out, just chill, have a good meal. It doesn't have to be about presents or anything.
Yeah.
Like everything will work out. Everything will work out how it's supposed to. You just have to just roll with the punches and just have that faith, I guess, that we talk about too.
Yep. I want to really thank everybody that shared stories with us throughout this year, and especially on this episode. We sent out a request, and we always get good answers. We got good followers, we got good fans, we got good people that support us and help us, and like I said, this time of the year is the time of the year that, people sit around fire or in the living room and, they drink coffee or, hot chocolate or I know some of you guys drink that no good stuff too. God, no.
Eggnog?
God, that spiked eggnog. No. Be hiding out later on, boy. God. Be laying underneath that Christmas tree with that bow. God. Y'all know who I'm talking about out there too. God. Don't be acting shameful.
Say their name.
God. And if you don't send $9.99, I'm fixing to read your name off on this list. God. God.
I gotta hold that scroll.
I'm gonna start reading names off. I'm starting with you, the one that's just shrunk in their chair. God. Tell you what, tell me if that hits our account in the next 5 minutes.
See.
God. Otherwise, I'm gonna start reading those names. No, just teasing. But another story. I'd like to share. Again, we got good fans and good people. I want to make sure I remember their story. Sometimes I don't always do the best, but I apologize. And the story again is a kind of a Christmas time story. This husband, this father, this grandfather. He lost his wife. And she had passed away. And right before Christmas. And of course this was their first year, not to have his wife, his mother of his kids, his grandmother of all his grandkids there. And, he was feeling it. He was, normally him and his wife would go and travel and visit their kids, and share the holidays with them. But this year, he called and said, I'm just lacking that Christmas spirit. I just don't want to go and travel. And, of course, his kids and grandkids talked, and they felt, that this time they should come to him, and try to uplift him, and they were all hurting, of course, and so they all came home, and they said Christmas morning everybody got up and they was in that kitchen cooking, and everybody was at the table, just talking and visiting, and one of the grandkids said, I smell grandma. Grandma wore this special perfume. And everybody stopped and, tried to, I guess, notice. And sure enough, everybody said they could smell grandma's perfume in there. A certain kind of perfume she used to wear. And, grandpa, he began to weep. And he said, grandma's here with us, so she's still here. We want to acknowledge her being here. And, we want to put out a plate for her, take care of her in that way. And, as soon as they got that plate ready, that spirit plate, they heard a knock on that back door. And one of the grandkids got up and opened the door real quick, and there wasn't no one there. When they went outside to look, this yard is fenced in yard, wooden fence, and it's tall, so nobody could climb over it, not that quick, without being seen or heard. There was no one back there. And they all come back in and they all realize that was probably grandma.
Mm-hmm. What were we talking about? Was that the last episode? We're talking about certain scents. Oh man, we called it something and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. But yeah, some spirits they have that. Sometimes spirits will communicate with you with any of your senses, whether it's sight, hearing or smelling or, even visual. And, sometimes they just let you know without a shadow of a doubt that they were there. And I think that was a prime story, of that happening, and again, the thing I always say, hearing these kind of touching stories is that, death isn't the end. Your loved ones can come back and visit you. They can see you and they can communicate with you, but you got to be willing to communicate with them. You got to be open minded. You got to know when those things are, and you can sit there and say, oh, maybe it was a rock, or maybe it was a squirrel that knocked, or, maybe somebody opened a bottle of her perfume, or, something like that. You can always make up excuses. You can always deny things. That's on you. That's your loss. But it's like those little kids, they knew who that was, who was there visiting them. And I think that's a beautiful story, because again, this time of the year, you always want to make sure that, all you guys have a chance to visit. There's a lot of families out there, in mourning. This time of the year, there's a lot of broken hearts, a lot of tears being shed, and you got an opportunity to be with your family, make it so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that story too. I like how it was acknowledged, right? And made that spirit plate. Mm-hmm. And then the knock. And I mean, yeah, it's very heartfelt and touching. And I mean, just like that, like hearing stuff like that, back then I would never think of like to do that, to probably acknowledge it. I mean, I might give it a thought, but then I'd probably just move on. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I always tell everybody, like doing this podcast and just being more aware and open-minded and really like thinking about what I hear. I mean, not just talking about from people, but hearing if I'm anywhere, like something falls or something happens to where like a buzzing sound in my ear. Like I've been hearing that a lot lately. Like it just randomly ting, like in my ear. Mm-hmm. And it's like do I want to say something or do I just want to not, just let it be there? Right. Mm-hmm. Like I don't fully know yet. Like it's kind of hard because I don't know if it's bad or good, right? Like I don't know if I should invite it or not.
Yeah. Well, that always makes sense, They always say when you hear that humming or buzzing or that, that kind of low tone in your ears, it's those spirits that are trying to communicate with you. Mm-hmm. They're trying to talk to you, But like you said, you're honest, and again, you don't know what might be trying to communicate with you. Yeah, it might be an ancestor, but then again, it might be something else that you don't want to talk to. But sometimes, I always tell people, you'll know, if it's got a good feeling or you feel that warmth, that's, someone that was close to you. Now, if your hair on the back of your neck stands up, or you get that spooky vibe about it, or you might smell something sickening, or, something not good, then you definitely know that's probably not something you want to be sitting there talking to.
And see, just like that, like, but it's made me more aware, right? Like, I'd hear that sometimes and I'd just be like, oh, my ear's buzzing. But like we do the pod, it's like, my ear's buzzing, so I wonder what it is, who it may be, and you say that now, and it's like, actually, I don't have like a eerie feeling. But then again, is it only because I'm fully aware, and I don't get spooked, right? Like I don't know, you know, like because like we talk about it all the time, good and bad. Mm-hmm. So I'm like fully like open minded and aware of what it could be, but then you know, like I guess I just have to pay more attention to how I really actually feel inside, you know, because I don't have any bad feelings when it happens, and maybe I'm just trying to, maybe I'm just in my head, I'm just trying to figure it out of like, should I or should I not? You know, like I'm thinking more about that rather than truly feeling my feelings, my personal feelings towards it. Mm-hmm. So it's good to hear. It's like, and to pay attention to smell even, you know, like if I get freaked out enough to I get the hairs on the back of my neck to stand up and stuff. So, I mean,
yeah, you'll find out you're more in tune than what you really realize. Mm-hmm. You know, again, we've all been in rooms where, you know, people aren't getting along. You can just feel the tension in the air. Mm-hmm. You can feel the aggression when people are upset or mad, you know, angry. You can feel it. And it's the same way with this. You'll feel when it's negative or not so good, you know. And not saying that sometimes these spirits or these evil entities can trick you. That's a good possibility, you know. But you know, I'm glad you're always on the cautious side, you know. But you know, if all you can do is, you know, if you do want to communicate, you know, ask Creator to help you. You know, ask God to bless you in that good way. If it's a good sign or something that you need to know, that He help you. You know, help you find out, you know, what this is. Because, you know, God usually sends those people, you know, to give you that message, to help you out. He's the one that kind of gives that permission. Mm-hmm. So, you know, again, you know, those are always, you know, good signs, you know, especially if you don't have that heebie-jeebie feeling behind it. You know, I definitely try my best to, you know, hear what this individual is trying to get to you, you know, because again, they might be warning you about something or telling you, you know, about something that you might really need to listen. You know what I mean? So that's just, you know, again, you know, that's, you know, just something that, you know, we all have to think about, you know. So I don't know.
Good advice. Good advice. Yeah. Yeah. And then again, I'm probably just thinking way too much about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we just need to get that Ouija board out. No, I'm just
well,
that's right. Tonight only, the Christmas special is Ouija.
That Christmas Ouija.
Dang, sound like that stuff you get from that CBD store. No. Christmas Ouija.
You know what's crazy is I was gonna send you a picture of this. I didn't even get to take a picture of it, but there's a bin store. You ever been to a bin store before?
Huh.
So it's pretty much a store where they buy, I guess, pallets upon pallets from Amazon, like returns and stuff that just haven't been sold, and they buy these pallets, and it's called Metro Merch. And like I went there Friday morning, and it was popping. Like there's so many people there, and the bins are filled with a bunch of random stuff. A lot of it's useful, but a lot of it's just like it's just random stuff. Like there's nothing lined up ever. It's just thrown into these bins, and people are just going through it. And so I was in one aisle, and I was coming to the end of a bin, and I saw this cup, and this cup was a Ouija board cup.
Dang.
And I was trying to get a picture of it, and I was gonna grab it, but I was like, dang, maybe I shouldn't touch it. But it was kind of just sitting there in the open and tucked away. And I was gonna grab it out and take a picture of it, but I was like, dang, maybe I shouldn't touch it. And you know, being aware and stuff. And I had my phone out, and dang, there's so many people there that they're just wanting to go through and pick around and stuff. And I didn't get to take a pic, but I was going to get a pic and send it to you and be like, dang Chris, it's a sign.
Dang it. Yeah. I thought you were going to say you tried to take a picture and it moved. Gah! It said no. Gah!
I was thinking about getting it, and just have it right here.
Yeah.
But then I was like, dang, I don't know. I better not. Give it to you for that Christmas gift.
Yeah. That'd be my luck. The only Christmas gift I get is Ouija. No, God. But I'd be using it though. God.
Asking it questions.
You talked about Krampus a while ago. One of the things I always think, across the waters, they got, a lot of different beliefs and a lot of different things, but yet, you look at it, we all have that common bond on a few things. And, I know I mentioned to you earlier, one of those, I guess what you call it, European old beliefs on witching was the original. They didn't call them snowmen back then. They had a different name for it. I can't think of it right now, but a lot of them, they considered it like pagan. And then other countries like Netherlands and some of those other Nordic countries had this kind of belief, a long time ago. During wintertime, they practiced a lot of witching during that time. And that, I'll just call it a snowman right now, And, the original concept of that snowman was to witch somebody. So they would build a figure out of that, snow, and they would put the person that they're wanting to witch, one of their items, whether it was hair or whether it was a shirt or a handkerchief or something that they used, and they would put it inside the body of this snowman. They'd make arms and they'd put eyes and a mouth and a nose, and they would set it on their property. And they would say, the first night, it would cause your animals, your livestock, to pass away. Then the next night would be, your granary, or, your food supplies would start going sour, going bad, where you couldn't eat it. And then later on, it'd be, your family members that would get sick, and pretty soon everybody and everything would be gone but you, and you'd be the last one to, pass. And they used to say, this was kind of an old witching technique, again, during the winter times. They would use this because that element of water was, again, they believed in that too as a spirit, just like us Indian folks. And anyway, to make a long story short, how they would counter it was, they'd go get, what you would consider, I guess what you would say, holy water, from a church, and have one of those ministers or monks or whatever. This was like in the 1400s. They would have them pray on it, and they would bring it back, and they would go find that snowman, and they would pour it over it at midnight, and they'd make sure that water froze on that snowman, and once that did, then they could pick it up and they could carry it off, and they would have to bury it in the dirt, in the ground, and take it apart and bury it. And then once they did that, that spell would be broken. But if you didn't, everybody in that home would be passed on. So I think it's funny today that, we've got what you call Frosty the Snowman. He's kind of a good character now, but you go further back in their history, you'll find out the true meaning behind him.
That's crazy. Yeah, you were telling me that earlier, and yeah, it's so crazy to how a lot of stuff is just kind of, I mean, even like what were they called? Kid songs, like "Ring Around the Rosie," "Pocket Full of Pose." Like it's all like happy-go-lucky type of stuff, and then it just turns into, I don't know, just
morbid.
Yeah. And to hear that, I didn't even know about snowmen like that. I just kind of, because I grew up here, it's just like, oh, you just roll up snow and put the carrot in the nose and coal in the mouth and something for eyes, like buttons for eyes, and put the sticks on it to make arms, and that's it. But to hear that, it's pretty scary to think like you would have that in your yard.
Yep.
And to think like what those people would think, like, man, they're getting witched.
Yeah, I know it. They don't do nothing about it. I often think about it. You got one of those over there, that elf on the shelf, I crack up about that, so dang, what if that was real? Them things actually moved around. But
I wonder where that came from.
I don't know. I was often wondering about that, but I'm sure. I think that's kind of like came up in last 5-6 years.
I want to say, hold on. Okay, so this says the Elf on the Shelf tradition started back in 2005 when Carol, I think it's Abersold, and her daughter self-published the book, The Elf on the Shelf, A Christmas Tradition, along with a special box with a small scout elf inside. There's no like telling of how they even came up with that, but it has to be like, there has to be. It's a little elf on the shelf, and people claim it eats cookies, it moves around, it does things that, I don't know, mischievous, I guess is the proper word.
Dang,
like a little, LP.
Oh. So they be witching people already.
There was one, it's a meme on Facebook, and it was, what was it? It said, when natives celebrate Elf on the Shelf, and it showed like what's supposed to be an LP looking at you, all mean. And it said, when you don't use LP on the shelf or something.
That's crazy.
Let's see. I'm trying to look up if there's more about it, but it just talks about the book, The Elf on the Shelf, A Christmas Tradition. I've never read the book. So the plot of the book is a story of a scout elf who hides in people's homes to watch over events. Once everyone goes to bed, the scout elf flies back to the North Pole to report to Santa the activities, good and bad, that have taken place throughout the day. Before the family wakes up each morning, the scout elf flies back from the North Pole and hides. By hiding in a new spot around the house each morning, the scout elf plays an ongoing game of hide and seek with the family. The Elf on the Shelf explains that scout elves get their magic by being named and loved by a child. In the back of each book, families have an opportunity to write their elf's name and the date that they adopted it. Once the elf is named, the scout elf receives a special Christmas magic, which allows it to fly to and from the North Pole. Then the book tells how the magic might disappear if the scout elf is touched. So the rule in the book states, there's only one rule that you have to follow, so I will come back and be here tomorrow. Please do not touch me. My magic might go, and the Santa won't hear all I've seen or I know. Although families are told not to touch their scout elf, they can speak to it and tell it all their Christmas wishes so that it can report back to Santa accurately. The story ends on Christmas Day with the elf leaving to stay with Santa for the rest of the year until the following Christmas season.
Dang, someone should make a scary movie about that.
I mean, reading that, yeah, I'd love to see a scary movie about that.
I know it. That sounds scary.
You're playing hide and seek with it, or it's playing that with you, and can't touch it because it'll lose its magic. And I mean, pretty creepy. And that's all it says. That's the book, I guess. Oh, sorry if I ruined the book for anybody, but that's what it says on the plot. So there's got to be more to the book, but that's pretty much what Elf on a Shelf is. So I never knew that. I just saw pictures of people laying it by an eaten plate of cookies or like a half glass of drunken milk or something.
Yeah. All that eggnog be laid out. Well, laid out in front of that TV.
It's at the Mint. No.
Just got his hands on. That's it in front of that TV. But, dang. Well, all these, I don't know, this time of the year, again, we mentioned, no matter where you're at, they got, holiday stories this time of the year. And even the Christmas story itself, it's kind of bizarre. You're thinking about Kris Kringle. He was an actual real person, way back in the day. And, he went and visited all these children. He left them a toy, I think a piece of candy or something like that. And he did that, in his little community. And he got a good name for it, and after he passed on, I don't know if that's when he got, what they call that, where the Catholic Church kind of deems you as a good person.
Saint?
Yeah, they sainted him.
Satanized?
Yeah.
Not satanized.
Ah.
Well, maybe I should use different words. I said satanized.
We'll say Christianized.
Yeah, we'll say, yeah.
We'll just keep it clean like that. So, even he, at one point, the original story, he was a good guy. I don't know if he carved things or what. Again, I didn't really research on that one just yet, but again, I know the fundamentals are right. He was a real person. He did look after kids. He did in his little community, try to give everybody a gift of some sort. And around the world, you got different versions of that story, from different countries, even Japan, China, they had something similar, of course it wasn't Christianized or, had, that kind of name, but, they had a story about a person that was like that was good, that came and, gave gifts to kids and stuff. So the Santa Claus that you hear today, it's kind of, I don't know, kind of weird too. He's able to get in your house and leave presents and eat all your food in your refrigerator or whatever his story is behind him. He likes, I know at my house, he likes pork chop sandwiches and Pepsi.
He likes the Kamad cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes that cowboy bread too, the pan bread. No. He's northern. He likes that bannock. No. So Santa at our house likes that bannock and Pepsi. No.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the whole lore of Santa too, like you were talking about. I don't know. As a kid, I guess it's like, for me, it was like, oh, when I thought he was real, oh, he's just bringing presents, but you don't think about how weird it is. A guy coming in magically.
And all red.
On a sleigh of reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
Guided by Rudolph.
With that red nose.
With that bright red nose.
God.
Too much eggnog. God. No, I'm just kidding.
Be cursing around. No. Shaking his hoof at people. So get out of my way. I'm trying to get somewhere. No.
But I think I like the Violent Night version of Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
I like that one than what I've been told, I guess.
I was trying to think of other stories. Again, I know every culture has, something similar to this time of the year. Not everybody's the same. They don't all have, like December 25th isn't like the day. It's just in this month sometime or around this month. And so I know this time of the year, especially when it comes to New Year's, most tribes, their New Year's is like during the summertime, but this time of year is more of the I don't know what you would call the Christian New Year's, So a lot of tribes they kind of adapted their New Year celebration to this time of the year, and again, you have different tribes celebrating the holidays, differently. I know like the Ponkas, they start their war dances and their dances, starting Christmas night, and they'll go all the way up to New Year's, and they'll dance every night, or they try to have a dance every night, and or now they have activities because sometimes it's hard to have dances every night, so they'll have like hand game or just a dinner or something like that. And then some tribes they'll have church singing, that starts the day before Christmas and it goes all the way up to New Year's, and sometimes the day after. Then you have some that have like these social dances, before Christmas, and some of those social dances, they're not actually Christmas dances, they're just fellowship dances, to kind of, a long time ago, you would hear this amongst all the tribes, whether it was the Christian New Year or the ceremonial New Year, they would always say that before you step into that new year, you had to make sure that you was right with everyone, in case, whatever took place, whether you laid down forever or not, they wanted to make sure that, when you started off that new year, you started off in a good way, so that meant like if I had a grievance with you before that New Year's, whether it was the summertime or the winter time, I would say, forgive me for anything that I've done to me, offended you, or, might upset you in any way. I apologize, bring an offering of peace to you. And if you accept it, then we're both okay, and then we can both have a successful new year. Whatever comes, through the new year, and that's what those dances were for. But nobody even says that anymore. They don't care. They don't care if you make you mad or not. No, but anyway, that was something that I definitely don't hear anymore. Nobody talks about those kind of things anymore. And they'd have of course cedar or herbal, smoke to bless everybody, whether it was sage or cedar or sweetgrass or whatever they used in that area. They would make themselves right, and they would start off in that new year. And right before Christmas, that's when a lot of tribes used to do that. Mm-hmm. And that's where you would get that traditional paper bag of candy and orange and apples.
I was gonna bring that up. Man.
So now all that delicious candy and those nuts that were in there. God.
Somebody had those. I think it was Sierra. Did she have those at her house one time? And it was it was Keelan Bear Paw. They had a Christmas party, and we went over there, and it was cool because they had the brown paper bags, and they had the fruit, the nuts, the candy. And then it just reminded me of back in the day because we used to go to Pawnee Indian Baptist Church. They had that Christmas play, and they would give out the that brown paper bag of candy and stuff and nuts. And they weren't like, the nuts weren't easy to get into. You had to work to crack them open to eat them. But I mean, it was just like it brought back that feeling, that memory of, I guess, just growing up in that time. And I told him, I said, man, I remember these when I was a kid. And he said, yeah. He's like, we just thought we'd kind of bring it back a little bit.
Yeah. So I lost many teeth on trying to crack those.
What? I didn't know what they were. They were like
those little brown ones.
They look like orange slices.
Yeah. I don't know what those were either, but boy, I tell you what, I'd be chomping on that sucker till it finally cracked, boy. I don't know what those were though.
I have no idea.
But they were delicious.
I could never get them open, so I never ate them.
I tell you what, you had to work on that thing for a while.
Well, I mean, it's not like we had the nutcrackers either.
Yeah.
We just never had those. And I remember some kids would smash them with rocks to get them open.
Be like those monkeys.
Primitive. Very primitive.
Primitive natives right there, boy. Jumping up and down when they cracked it open, boy. No.
And it'd just be in pieces, everything.
Yeah, just sitting there. Dang, I should have thought of that. I was sitting there really chewing on them.
Yeah, I never got to taste those because I just I know they had those and walnuts. Mm-hmm. Walnuts are good. Still, those are hard to get into, but
sometimes you get those pecans.
Oh, pecans, yes. Mm-hmm.
Those are always good.
Yeah.
I like, I remember they used to get those great big pecans too. Those paper pecans, I guess that's what they call them. Just, I feel like He-Man. I'd be.
I feel like Tyler Randall.
Yeah.
The strength.
Just go like that and just flex on it. God.
But yeah. You bring that up, yeah, it made me think of that. Because I was trying to remember, I said, dang, who was that? Who brought back the brown paper bag full of goodies? And that was Keelan Bear Paw.
Dang, that's keen.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was last year, I think. So shout out to Keelan Bear Paw for doing that. I thought that was really neat. Now I want a bag.
I like those orange slices too. You'd see those in there too, in the candy.
Mm-hmm.
Those, I don't know what they call them. They have sugar on them.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing too. He had the old school candy, like the strawberry ones that were wrapped in like the strawberry type of paper. I guess it was like I guess what they call the old grandma old grandma candies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dang, that's keen.
Yeah, so that was neat. I like that. Yeah, that's probably the highlight. I mean, the party was good. I liked it, but it just brought back a lot of good times, I guess, in my head of when growing up and getting those bags and really back like a kid, you're not really into it, but you just eat it anyways.
Not me, boy. I'll be taking all those bags. And I know sometimes when we'd leave, people would leave their bag on the bench or something, and they didn't want. They done took off, so I'd go pile them up, boy. I'd be in heyday right there, boy.
Yeah, I appreciate it now. I appreciate the brown bag of goodies now. Yeah.
I used to like the apples and oranges too, because I'd eat those. I had good teeth back then. I could really eat them. So.
Yeah, somebody should have sold them at the market.
Oh yeah,
that would have been cool.
Next year, next year.
That's what we're gonna do next year. Yeah. At our live, we have a table full of brown paper bag goodies. $9.99.
Yeah. That's funny. So did anybody send in that money, or might I have to start naming names on that list?
Nobody sent in money. So pull that scroll out.
All right, here we go, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
They say Brian. No. Just a random name.
God, if we sit there. So they're lying. They're lying on me. No.
They're lying, babe. I swear.
I was trying to think of some other spooky or weird, I don't know how you say it, customs through this year or this time of year, like Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I could think of was that elf on the shelf. I think that leaving out food for Santa is kind of weird too, but
milk and cookies.
Yeah. Don't they know Santa's lactose intolerant? No.
What's crazy, like, I just now thought of it, but I'm sure you have too, but to leave it out, right?
Yeah.
Like a spirit plate or something.
Oh, yeah. See? That's what I mean. It's just weird. But if you got to leave something, Santa likes pork chop sandwiches.
An eggnog.
God. Be to the O like that. Well,
leave out that CBD.
God. No. For his joints. No.
Yeah, I can't think of any more. Like, I had forgot about Elf on the Shelf. Dang. I guess traditions, right?
Yeah.
Would that be it? Like Christmas traditions.
Did y'all ever listen to like the radio or TV where they'd make announcements of like when Santa's coming? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they'd say, he's in Oklahoma City. They got pulled over by police. Gone. We say, dang that Santa. I hope they don't give him no ticket. No. So Santa broke away from him. They're in the high speed chase. No.
I remember on the news, they would do like a fake radar type of thing.
Yeah.
And it would be like a sonar thing.
Y'all have to forgive Russell. He didn't say fake. He said non-fake. That's what he said for any of our little kids.
It might real. Be. It was real, Chris. I mean, they would show a sonar.
Where he was at, yeah.
Well, it was crazy, like, because it would be it would be an outline of a sleigh and reindeer, and there would just be Santa in there, and they would show it like boop, 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 and it would be like he's on his way to Oklahoma now.
Yeah, all those kids be running to bed. I was just gonna go over a couple of other things I always like doing with my family. Is like an art project, give them like little things where they can draw and paint, like making Christmas ornaments and stuff like that you can make it ended. Like we'll have a theme. Like I think last year we had Bigfoot Christmas theme, so everything had to have Bigfoot and Christmas. Whatever he was decorating. So it's pretty cool. Of course, I'm not a good artist, so mine's always cheap looking. So
I just like presents.
Yeah.
Just kidding. After that big spill I said about earlier, presents don't matter.
Yeah. Well, you're being honest. That's what matters.
No, I like snow. But as an adult, I hate snow because people can't drive in it. Oh, that's the only thing that makes me
I can
not like snow. I can drive in it, but it's just other people I'm worried about. They speed around, and I can't afford to get no wreck.
I look like Donkey Kong. I'll be sliding around car like that. No.
But yeah, other than that, it's just another day.
What do y'all usually eat for Christmas?
What
do y'all usually eat for Christmas?
I don't know. I think last year we had brisket. Brisket and some type of meat. Some type of meat with some sides. I don't like turkey.
Dang. See, that's what I like. I like turkey and ham. But usually, everybody don't like turkey and ham. They'll want spaghetti or... I think one year we had like, we call it Cajun boil. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what kind of Christmas is that? Cajun boil. That don't even sound American. No. It's supposed to have turkey and ham. During Christmas, I like turkey and ham. During Thanksgiving, I'd like turkey. But during Christmas, I got to have the turkey and the ham. And the roll. or the fried bread. No matter. Either way.
Might just have goulash this year.
God, that'd be king. God. Goulash Christmas meal. God. You have to have snow biscuits like that. God.
Make that snowman.
God.
A scary snowman.
Dang it.
But yeah, that's yeah. I don't like turkey. I don't know. It's just some people make it really dry. I don't like dry turkey. It has to be juicy. The juiciest of the juicy.
Yeah. During Christmas time, though, that's when we usually eat all the sweets, too. I mean, Thanksgiving, we kind of, but, like Christmas, you get the fudge, you get the cookies, you get the cupcakes, you get the, what do they call those, sugar cookies, too? And you get the, what do they call, banana nut bread, those, like, cake things. Upside down cake, you get all the desserts during Christmas time, so that's always good. I always think about that. I like cookies, but I don't like those Christmas cookies because everybody always puts those hard things on them.
Oh, like the candy type of stuff.
Yeah,
hard candies.
Yeah, they end up cracking the tooth. No, be mad. The rest of the
those kind of those throw it off though. They can throw off the flavor. So everyone, thank you for tuning in to our Christmas episode. We just kind of went off about holidays and Christmas and stuff, and a little bit of lore, a little bit of everything, what we like. Feel free to let us know what you like about the holidays. Is it caroling? Do you still carol? Do you like to look at the lights? Do you like to eat? Do you like presents? What do you?
Or if you have some kind of tradition you do during Christmas time, let us know.
Yep, and then you have until New Year's to send $9.99 before we read the scroll.
Yep, and some of y'all better send twice. No.
Keep sending. Yeah. Every day you better send $9.99.
And you know who you are and the crimes that you committed. God.
You better not worry about Krampus. You gotta worry about Honka.
Honka's got you right there, boy.
He's got his list of names.
Yep.
But let us know what you enjoy around this time. And feel free to send us if you got any stories like we told on here, or maybe something spooky did happen. I don't know. Let us know. Wintertime or whatever. But we just hope everybody has a great time with their family and friends and enjoy it. Spend that time. Laugh. Don't be trying to scrap.
Yeah.
Eat that goulash.
Dang it.
But Chris, let me know where to follow you.
You can follow me at Christopher Honka Hill on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Mado and Merry Christmas.
And follow me at Okie Podcast at Russellmus49. Follow me on Facebook, Russell Sun Eagle, and follow us, Spirit Talkers Podcast, on Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, Audible, wherever you listen to podcasts. I would say Google us, you would find it, or find us. Shout out to, actually go check out Southwest Trading Company in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They have everything, native art, jewelry, home decor. They got it all. So go check out Southwest Trading Company here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Go check out Native Co. Bead and Supply in Ada, Oklahoma, for all your beading needs to create indigenously. And check out their website as well, nativecobeadsupply.com. And I think that's it. I thought there was something else. Golly. But yeah, go check them out. Let them know we sent you. And I believe that's it. So to smudge up, everybody, Have a good holiday, and that's what I was gonna say. We might go live on New Year's Day on TikTok. So please make sure you're following us on TikTok at spirit_talkers and come hang out with us on New Year's Day. Bring a story, ask a question, just come hang out with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just have a good time, and we'll tell you what we ate.
Yeah.
All right. See you, everybody.